Don't lead with the product, lead with the result. We get the leads, we just can't close them. They all push back on the price. And every single time I dig in, the price is not the problem. Cutting your price without changing your package is not a sales move. Genuinely, it's you telling the customer your first number was made up. The shop owner typically keeps talking, is the owner who loses that deal. So when a customer tells you that the price is too high, what do you think they're telling you? They're saying something a lot simpler. They're saying, I can't see what I'm getting for that money. Their brain is doing math. Price on one side, and a picture of the results on the other. The two sides don't line up yet. When a brain can't connect a number to a clear picture, it picks the safe answer, and the safe answer is always no.
The Talk and Pain podcast is brought to you by Detailing Growth. That's detailinggrowth.com. Detailing Growth is the industry's only US-based full-stack agency that provides you with full custom web design, ongoing SEO, local SEO via Google Business Profile, ad management for Google and Meta, and an entire business suite of automations with our Grit Suite CRM. Detailing Growth also helps businesses with consulting and business coaching and systems implementation. Head over to detailinggrowth.com and sign up for a free strategy session.
You know this moment. You've done the walk around on the car, you've talked through what you do, you put together a quote, and then you hand it to the customer. And then they go quiet for a beat or two. Then it comes. Maybe they say, the other shop quoted me less. Maybe they don't say those words at all. Maybe they just give you the look. The slow nod, the eyebrow lift. That's the look that tells you the room just shifted. You've been there. I've been here. Every shop owner I've ever sat across from has been here as well. And in the next 10 seconds, one of these things is about to happen. You're going to start explaining your process too fast. You're going to drop the price. Or you're going to start listing film grades and warranty stuff that the customer never asked about. I've done all three. We've done all three. And right after we do it, we feel the sale slip out of the room. There's a better way. There's a 6-word question that fixes this entire thing. I'm going to walk you through it. But first, I want you to see what's really happening in that moment. If you can't see it, the question won't work. My name's Gabe Fletcher, and welcome back to another episode of the Talking Pain podcast, and it's brought to you by Detailing Growth. That's detailinggrowth.com. We're the only US-based full-stack agency built for growth for detail, PPF, ceramic coating, and tint shops. We offer web design, SEO, GBP management, full technical SEO, ad management on Google and Meta, plus offer a full CRM and business consulting and systems implementation. Head on over to detailinggrowth.com to book a free consult or click the link down below. I've been on hundreds of calls with shop owners at this point. We crossed the 1,400 conversation mark between the agency and Detailer OS, and one thing comes up more than anything else. The shop owner tells me, we get the leads, we just can't close them. They all push back on the price. And every single time I dig in, the price is not the problem. The problem is what happens is right after the customer pushes back, the shop owner panics. They start talking too much. They start dropping their prices. They start chasing the deal instead of holding their ground, and the customer knows it. They feel it. I've done it myself more than once. We've all done it. That's why I want to walk through this really slowly, because once you see the pattern, you can't unsee this. So when a customer tells you that the price is too high, what do you think they're telling you? Most of us hear your work isn't worth that much, or they're a tire kicker. That's not what they're actually saying, I promise you. They're saying something a lot simpler. They're saying, I can't see what I'm getting for that money. That's the whole thing. Their brain is doing math. Price on one side and a picture of the results on the other. The two sides don't line up yet. When a brain can't connect a number to a clear picture, it picks the safe answer. And the safe answer is always no. The customer is not fighting your number. The customer is reacting to a gap between what you're charging and what they think they're getting. And that gap belongs to you. Nobody else is going to close it for them. And here's why it happens with our work and not with other stuff. Picture an oil change. A customer who walks in for an oil change knows what an oil change costs. They've done it 20 times. They have a number in their head before they walk in. When the kid at the counter says $79, the customer just pays. That same customer is now walking into your shop. You quote them around $2,000 for a full front PPF. They got nothing. No memory of buying this before, no number in their head, no frame for what $2,000 worth of paint protection film is supposed to feel like. The brain doesn't know what to do with that number. The brain does what brains do when they don't know. They say no. And this is not a price problem. This is a frame problem. The number is fine. The picture around the number is what's missing. Your job in that moment is not to lower the number. Your job is to fill in the picture. Now, this next part is going to sting. I want you to sit with it. Every time you drop your price to save a deal, you train the next customer to come at you the same way. The customer in front of you walks out of your shop. They tell their buddy they got you down $200 off. The buddy walks in next week. The first words out of his mouth are, "What's the best you can do?" You did that. That's on you. Cutting your price without changing your package is not a sales move. Genuinely, it's you telling the customer your first number was made up. And once a customer figures that out, every number you give them after that feels open to change. And the fix is not a smaller number. The fix is a better question. The question is 6 words. And before I give you the question, I want you to see what's actually going on in their brain when they push back. The pushback is almost always one of these 3 things. The first one is they don't understand what they're buying. They heard you say ceramic coating or paint protection film, and they typically just nod. They don't really know what those things will do for their car a year from now. They don't want to ask. They're scared of looking dumb, so they hide behind price instead. The second one is they have a cheaper quote in their pocket from another shop. They might not even trust that other shop. They might feel in their gut that the other guy's going to cut corners. They just can't put it into words. They use the cheaper number to slow you down. And the third one is fear. They're about to spend real money on something they can't undo, because once that film is on the car, the money is gone. The fear sits with them the whole time you're talking. And when the number lands, the fear has to go somewhere. And it usually comes out of their mouth as, "That's too expensive." The customer who pushes back is often closer to buying than you think. Think about it for a second. They drove to your shop. They sat through the walk around. They listened to the whole pitch. People who aren't interested don't do any of that. They walk away before they even get to your counter. The customer in front of you is right at the edge of saying yes. They just don't have anything solid to grab onto yet. And most of us hand them the wrong thing. We start listing hardness ratings and warranty terms and installation layers. None of that was asked for. Throwing more information at a confused customer doesn't help. It just makes them feel pushed. And people who feel pushed, push back. The shop owner typically keeps talking, is the owner who loses that deal. And not because the customer wasn't going to buy, because the shop owner answered a question the customer wasn't asking. Now, this is what nobody taught you in any of these certification classes or trainings you've ever gone to, or any seminar or event you've ever been to. The person doing the talking in the sales conversation is the one carrying the weight. The person doing the asking is the one steering it. So when a customer pushes back on price and you fire back with an explanation, you just picked up the weight that they put down. You're doing their job for them, and that's backwards. You want them talking. You want them telling you what the real hesitation is. Right now, too expensive is a wall in front of you, and you can't get past a wall. You need them to give you a door. That's what the 6 words do. Here it is. Compared to what specifically, though? 6 words. And why it works has nothing to do with being clever. It works because every price pushback is a comparison the customer's already making in their own head. They just haven't said it out loud yet. They're measuring you against something. You don't know what. They're not telling you. And until you know what they're measuring you against, you're just guessing. The question makes them name it. Maybe they're measuring you against another shop's quote. Maybe they're measuring you against nothing and keeping the money. Maybe they're measuring you against a guy doing PPF out of his garage on the weekends, or against a ceramic spray-on coating. Every one of those answers gives you a totally different next move. Each one of those next moves can win the sale, but only if they tell you which one it is. Now, how you say it matters, and this part matters more than the words. If you ask, compared to what specifically, though, with even a tiny bit of edge in your voice, the customer hears a challenge. They feel caught. They shut down. They go polite on you. They tell you they need to think about it, and then they walk out the door forever. You have to ask it with real curiosity. The energy you want is, I'm just trying to help you make a good call, not I just caught you in something. Your tone is the whole game on this. Practice it in the mirror, practice it on your installer, practice it on your wife. Get the delivery sounding flat, calm, and curious. If you can't say it without sounding defensive, the question is going to blow up. The setup before the question matters too. Don't go straight from the number into the question. That's a little sharp. Customer will typically feel cornered. You want to soften it first. Say something close to, yeah, I get it. This is a real investment. That sentence does a whole lot of work. It tells the customer you heard them. It tells them you know money is real. It does not agree that your price is wrong. You're not saying sorry. You're just being human about it. Then you ask the question. Then you stop talking. This is where most of us blow it. The silence after the question feels long. Your gut makes you want to fill it, makes you want to start explaining. You want to bring up your training. You want to talk about your warranty. Don't. The silence has to be there. The customer's thinking. They're trying to come up with an answer to a question they didn't see coming. If you talk during that moment, you take their answer away before they can give it to you. Let them sit with it. 5 seconds feels longer than it actually is. Stay calm. Stay curious. Wait. Once they actually answer, you've got something real to work with. The next move depends on which of 3 answers you get. Answer 1, they name a cheaper shop. You don't bash the other shop. You don't talk trash. That move makes you look small. It makes the customer feel defensive about the choice that they were thinking about. Instead, you ask, what was in that other quote? Most of the time, the customer can't tell you. Most cheaper shops don't walk customers through the details. They just throw a number out. And when the customer can't tell you what's in the other quote, you've got a wide open door. You can walk them through your process, talk about your prep, because prep is the first place a cheap shop typically cuts corners in. It's also the first place a PPF or coating install goes sideways. Talk about your film, your coating tier, what the warranty really covers when something goes wrong, about how you stand up behind your work, about your shop and climate control or wherever else you think is relevant. Because you're not knocking the other guy. You're just describing 2 different jobs that happen to share the same name. Then you give them the math. A repaint at a real body shop runs big money and it never looks the same. And then they've got insurance work on their Carfax report. Put those numbers next to each other and let the customer add them up in their own head. People always trust the math they did themselves way more than the math you hand them. Answer 2 is that they're comparing it to doing nothing. Now you're not selling against a competitor. You're selling against the customer keeping money and rolling the dice on the car. Walk them through what that car looks like over the next 3 years without protection. Rock chips on the leading edge of the hood, all over the bumper, etching from bird bombs sitting on the hood in the sun. Then you walk them through what the same car looks like with that protection in place. Clean, looks great, holds its value, close to how it looked the day they bought it. You're not selling them a product. You're selling them a picture of their car 3 years from now. And that's what they actually want. And answer 3, they can't answer the question at all. And this is the answer that helps you the most, because the customer says something like, I don't know, it just seems like a lot. And that tells you exactly what's missing. There's no frame at all in their head. They felt a big number and then just reacted to it. Your job here is super simple. Walk them through what they're actually buying in plain words. Don't lead with the product, lead with the result. A car that doesn't need polishing every spring. A car that can go through an automatic car wash without being covered in scratches. Don't tell them to go through the car wash in the first place anyway. A trade-in number that holds up because the paint still looks new. Things that they can picture. Product specs come later, and they only come in to back up the picture. But one rule applies to every answer you get. You never lower your price without changing what's in the package. If your customer can't afford the full front, offer the partial, hood, bumper, fenders. Real protection on the panels that take all the damage. A partial done right beats a full front install done by a guy who cut corners to hit the low number. What you don't do is give a discount on the same package. The second you do, you've told the customer your first number was up for grabs, and every customer they refer you to walks in with that same expectation and treatment. A customer who makes a clear choice they understand and feel good about does not turn into a problem 6 months later. The goal was never to just grab the deposit today. The goal is a happy customer who sends you their friends for the next 10 years. So I'm going to give you some homework. Write these 6 words on a sticky note. Put them where you're going to see them before your next customer walks in. Compared to what specifically, though? Your only job that week is to use that question one time. One customer, one conversation. Soften the moment, ask the question, then shut your mouth and let them answer. See what happens. Most of you are just going to keep doing what you're doing. What you've always done. You'll keep over-explaining, you'll keep dropping prices, and you're going to continue to wonder why your margins are thin and why the customers never really want to seem to close. You don't need a new script. You don't need to be somebody different. You just need one honest question and the patience to let the customer answer it. If you want to walk through your whole sales process from first call to the close, head over to detailinggrowth.com, book a strategy session, or click the link in below. We can try and find out where your deals are bleeding and figure out what to fix first. If you're not happy with your marketing, then you need to click the link below and schedule a time to talk to me and my team, because I guarantee the growth that you truly want is on the other side of making the uncomfortable decision. That's it for this episode. If you found this helpful or enjoyable, please like, comment, subscribe, share. And until next time, keep pushing and be relentless about doing better.
At Detailing Growth, we don't just build websites. We create conversion engines. And we've done it hundreds of times for some of the biggest, baddest shops in the entire country.
Choose and go with Detailing Growth.
I highly recommend Detailing Growth. If you want to grow, if you really want to excel in your area, and if you want to dominate your competition.
You guys are the most professional looking shop, top to bottom.
They are amazing. They know what they're talking about. They know how everything works.
So if you're looking for marketing for any type of detailing company, vinyl wrap, PPS, or Amber coating window tint, I recommend them 100% 5 stars all the way around.
They turn to Detailing Growth to get them and their websites dialed in, and we can do the same for you. Hit the link below and let's get started.